Good morning. It's Thursday, July 18th, about 6 a.m. Central Time. Overnight, the precious metals are rebounding after yesterday's weaker session. You have August gold up $7 at 24.67. September silver up 28 cents at 30.65. September copper, this is the one that I think that is kind of dragging on the silver market right now, making new lows down 1.5% at 434. So down 6 cents right now on the copper market. And really, it's a reflection of a couple other things. So if you look at the stock indices, the Dow Jones, it set an all-time high. The NASDAQ composite had its worst day in nearly 2 years. The concerns over tight U.S. restrictions on chip sales to China caused the NASDAQ to have its biggest one-day decline since December of 2022. It's that impact, the China impact and a China slowdown is what's weighing in on the copper market. And I really feel like it's kind of holding on and tugging on to the silver market. So you're going to see today, we're going to have a trio of Fed speakers. We'll have Goolsbee, Lori Logan, and Mary Daly. It's going to be the final remarks before the central bank makes its July interest rate decision. If you look at the CME's Fed Watch tool and you go to July, it's a July 31st is when they have their meeting. There's a 4.7% chance that the Fed will cut rates. Now, if you flip to September, it's about a 95% chance that the Fed will cut rates. 4.5% of it is a 50 basis point cut. 91% is they cut 25%. But however, leaving rates unchanged is starting to creep up again. It's 3.8%. So, we're going to have to continue to monitor that and monitor the data. So today we're going to have jobless claims, and traders are looking for any kind of clues again for that interest rate cut. If you look at what one of the former Fed officials, he came out and he said that he really thinks that the Fed's going to make that first interest rate cut in September. I do believe so as well. You're also going to have an ECB policy rate decision. The reason why that's important is because of the inverse correlation between the dollar. And then also the dollar has repercussions. As the dollar strengthens, it weighs it on the gold market. You weigh it on the gold market, weighs it on silver. So all these things are really interconnected here. The dollar index 103.50 kind of making a double bottom from if you look at the June 7th low. So I'm sure if we look at the gold market on June 7th, we could probably see that gold futures were substantially higher and they started to pull back as well. So you go to June 7th, bam, that's when the market sold off pretty good. It was actually a massive decline, down $84 on the gold market. So we're going to have to really keep an eye on the dollar index here. So the President Christine Lagarde, she's probably going to signal that they're going to cut rates in September and in December. They'll be cutting 1/4 basis point. They'll probably leave rates unchanged at 4.25 right now. So I don't really think we have too much to worry about. It would be like some kind of surprise reaction here, but we're probably not going to get much of anything. So if you look at gold and silver, it's really a tale of two metals right now. On one hand, you have gold at all-time highs. On the other hand, you have silver. It's kind of lagging and it's consolidating. And since, we had this breakout, it was a 2-day breakout up to 31.69. Since then, the market has tried to push to the $32 level. Yesterday, big sell-off. We came down to the pocket support that I was identifying, which was really between, the 50-day moving average of 30.35 and then the July 5th low of 30.45. If you look at the low here today, 30.44. So it came right into that pocket support. That pocket support is critical. Now, where I think the stops are at, where our larger traders going to throw in the towel, I think it's closer to, you get to you rewind to about a 10-day low. We broke down pretty hard, and then a 20-day low on silver. So you want to look at those kind of two levels there. I believe that it's if you go to September, it's going to be 29.49. I think that's where a lot of stops are at for bigger traders. And then you go back to, it's the June 26th low at 28.90. So expect there to be a bit of pocket support there as well. And then if you look at a couple things here, the range on silver yesterday was $1.45, or $1.40. It's a larger average true range than what we've been experiencing. So 94 cents has been the average true range. All that really means is that we had a big surge of volatility. The stops are being run, emotions are being triggered, people are starting to panic. Remember, silver does have a fundamental backdrop that is really solid. The 2024 expected global supply deficit, 265 million, second largest in a decade. ETF holdings, and this is kind of where the problem is with silver right now, is that the ETF holdings are still lower than if you look at like the Q2 2022 highs of 950 million ounces. So can silver rally without ETF investors? And I just don't think the ETF investors are going to come back until we see a breakout over the $32 level. I think that traders will continue to add. Once we break over 32, we'll see 32.16, 32.63. I think that those are kind of some Fibonacci numbers that people are looking to add on. So if you're going to play this game here, you want to be nimble. You want to have know where those stops really that I believe that traders have them at the moment. So you got any questions? We're just going to want to keep an eye on the ECB statement, the data, any kind of harsh restrictions on China. Keep an eye on the NASDAQ because that's going to be a reflection of our stance on China. And then keep an eye on copper. Copper continues to break down lower and has been a real drag on the precious metal. So got any questions? Give me a call, 312-858-7303. Remember, futures and option trading does involve risk loss, may not be suitable to all investors. Good luck, good trading.